Ekaro, Tutuoma, Baraka de Safia, Wakobiro, Aopobi, Nawo.
Which other one do you know?
I was about to speak it so good, but I got it wrong. So I just. Good morning and welcome. It is a fantastic Tuesday morning here for you all. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to another beautiful, sunny side up Tuesday morning.
It is.
For Wake Up Nigeria.
Bright, blissful, wonderful. All those great words to use to qualify a morning that you've used to join us today. And we're psyched up. We're ready to take on this amazing Tuesday morning with the hope that you're going to stay with us till the end of the show.
Absolutely. So I did a couple of languages there. What are you going to do? Which ones?
I'm not going to join you.
Let's ask our correspondent from Edo State. Winfrey, apart from sending bats every morning to your neighbors, how do you guys say good morning?
Modami.
Modami.
Yes.
Sounds better than I thought, actually. I was expecting something very, very... Well, good morning
That's
to you,
actually good
Winfrey.
evening, though. That's good evening in my language.
Evening.
Benwa is actually good morning in my language. Good morning, Nigeria. How you guys doing? It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and I'm psyched to be here.
It is.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, good to know that you can still at least speak. But what language exactly is that, Winfrey?
That is Anegbete, actually.
Anegbete.
Uneme. Yeah, so the name of the village is Anegbete. The name of the language is Anegbete. It's also known as Uneme, from the northern, central north of Edo State.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah.
nice. I'm impressed. That's
Yeah,
it.
seriously, it was impressive.
It was impressive.
Well,
I do
I shouldn't
understand.
know where I'm
Born
from.
and bred in Lagos, looking like she does, I would think
I
that
schooled in
Come on, now,
Benin,
she's
guy.
But she also schooled in Ibadan.
I schooled in Benin, yes, and I schooled
Also
in... I've been around Nigeria. I was born in Kaduna, by the way, so I've been around.
Really?
Wow. You see?
We should play a game. How well do you know your colleague?
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Actually, true.
Watch out for it.
True.
Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah, well.
Welcome. Don't zoom away. Please stay focused. This is an edition just curated exactly for you.
Yeah.
Please stay glued. Don't go anywhere because it's going to be a picture-perfect morning for you here in Wake Up Nigeria.
And as always, every single morning we set you right on purpose and hopefully fill you with all the high spirits you need to get through the day.
Yeah. So, hey, let's
get
get
to
it
it.
on.
I was like, let's get to it.
Exactly.
Let's get, really?
All the same. Hey, let's capture your best moments. Please do help us out with that one. Send in anything that you'd like us to read. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. There are many ways you can see us. Thank you very much for joining us on channel 16.
Yeah, channel 16.
On GOTV, and of course 1-to-1 on StarTimes, and of course the UHF option is channel 49. There are other means on social media as well.
Yeah, of course. Just make sure you search us out. That's TVC Entertainment _. On YouTube, we are live right now. Just search for TVC Entertainment so you do not miss a thing. And make sure you hit that notification bell so we can send you updates.
Thank you very much. So let's let you guys know what's coming your way for a Tuesday. Derenle Edun. She's a seasoned professional dedicated to empowering individuals. She has honed her skills, her expertise in soft skills development, focusing on etiquette, emotional intelligence, and leadership as the creative director of Manners and Conduct Character and Leadership Center. Derenle combines style with warmth and a positive approach, serving as a social intelligence coach. Today, she joins us on parenting to talk about the imperfect parent.
All right. Raman Junam, widely known as Rumi. He is an esteemed wellness coach, distinguished senior faculty at the esteemed Art of Living Institution. Now, over the course of 20 years, his involvement with the organization has served as a catalyst for profound transformation, and countless individuals have been amazingly trained in the art of living. We have Rumi coming in on our health segment today. He's going to be talking with regards to the realms of stress management and how exactly important stress management is for mental fortitude.
Joining us for a music performance, Mide Bays, or is it Baz? Anyhow you want to put it. He's a very, very interesting gospel musician here today. He's also a songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and also he's a very unique style of gospel. Today he joins us to give us a very beautiful rendition of one of his works. We can't wait to have him on. Oluwaseun Benjamin Felix, popularly known as Danine, is a fast-rising Afro-pop singer and also songwriter. Now, Tosin rather. Now, he was exposed to music from a very tender age and has also grown in the craft over the years. She joins us for a music performance today, rather.
Now, the enigma that is Derenle Edun is going to be coming along with Tosin Pedro today. It's going to be a really interesting conversation. They have a project they've worked so hard on. And yeah, if you know, Derenle and Tosin together on that project is a match made in heaven. We have amazing questions for these amazing personalities. When they get here, we'll get to it.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, thank goodness we got out of that one alive.
Wow.
Welcome, Tuesday edition here. Blessed am I amongst ladies. I have to say this every time.
I like
because-
this tan.
Actually,
Thank you very much.
not bad at all.
Oh, compliment.
Why are you bringing out all these now?
What are you insinuating?
Like, where have they been hiding?
Stop it. It's okay. Don't do this. Anyhow, ladies, how was it yesterday? Mine was horrible. For lack of a better word, I realized how intertwined our lives are with data. And you said something 2 weeks ago. What's the one thing you'll buy regardless of the price, even if it goes up 200%?
Yeah.
You said data. And yesterday, the networks were out.
Almost all of them. It was crazy.
Up until this morning, actually, some of them, my main network is still out, and I realized that I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then I realized that that was actually a source of stress.
Okay.
Because
you couldn't reach anyone.
you can't reach anyone, you can't do anything, you can't, nothing for pleasure, nothing for business. You're just there with your mind.
You can get a
nothing.
book and read a book.
Read a
I know
book.
that-
Cook something.
Well, you've read all the books
Play
at
with
home.
your child.
She's asleep. What else now?
This makes sleep. Sleep yourself.
No, but you know, the funny thing is, I asked, what did we do before data?
All the
Yeah.
things we just listed.
What did we do on the toilet
Played
bowl before
outside.
data?
Wow.
You read a newspaper.
Yeah, there was a
Those were dirty
magazine.
newspapers, by the way.
There was a magazine rack beside the average toilet.
So now
I wouldn't be reading those.
So now in Lagos, I think we're just catching on with net. I think network has actually been fluctuating like since December, but this has been horrible for me because since last week, I literally started a class, online course, with training one of the pageant girls, and it's been terrible. We've not been able to have more than 2 classes since last week. Because
Wow.
We literally tried. She had to buy like 3 different lines.
Wow.
I'm telling you, because of that, and still we couldn't. I just literally got stressed out. But yesterday I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna stress myself. I just dropped my phone, dropped everything. I just went to.
Hey, listen,
continue my life.
close all the tabs
Do you
in your
own
brain.
books, Mazino?
I do. I read audiobooks, girl.
No, not audio.
See,
you
that's the
still need to
thing.
stream those.
I own
The physical ones.
copyrights.
No, I'm just saying.
I have the books.
Have a bookshelf or have some books on your center table instead of just a remote control or a computer or phone.
Exactly.
Tablet.
Okay, good morning and welcome. Let's do the news for Tuesday. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now, President Bola Tinubu has returned to Abuja after 2 days official state visit to Qatar. The president's jet touched down at 6:38 p.m. local time at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu during the visit met with the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, for bilateral talks to strengthen relations between Nigeria and also Qatar. He assured foreign investors that Nigeria is ready for serious business. President Tinubu also witnessed the signing of several agreements between Nigeria and Qatar. And it was a night of glowing tributes to the former Chief Executive Officer, Access Holdings, Herbert Wigwe, who died with 3 others in a helicopter crash in the United States of America on the 9th of January. The ceremony honored his brilliance and excellence in the banking industry. The funeral continues today with a tribute to his late wife, Chizoba Wigwe, at 5 p.m. In case you missed the highlights of the 4-hour event yesterday, join TVC News to see how the event went, and also you could check that out on the page for YouTube.
I have actually decided to name our major refinery and petrochemical road. Out of the 120-kilometer, the biggest road will be now named Herbert Wigwe.
Herbert has a Lagos story in his life. He was born at the Lagos Island Maternity Hospital. That speaks volume, because indeed he's an Isaliko boy. And we're going to own it and claim it as part of us.
That's a good way to remember him. Now, the former governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, has challenged the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court, Abuja, to hear the alleged money laundering charges preferred against him by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. At the resumed sitting council to Mr. Obiano, Onyechi Beazu told the court that he had filed a motion challenging the jurisdiction of the court to hear the matter. He urged the court to exercise its discretion to determine his motion first before the commencement of trial. The EFCC had on January 24th arraigned the former governor on 9 charges of alleged money laundering to the tune of 4 billion naira. The court adjourned till 7th March for hearing of the motion.
Jurisdiction in the application. The charge before the Honorable Court is on money laundering charges. And every lawyer knows that money laundering cases are tried by the Federal High Court, which endows jurisdiction on the Federal High Court. So I don't know what they have to say about
Thank you very much for joining us for Tuesday. Do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way inside of Wake Up Nigeria. All right, ladies, let's have a totally different conversation from the one we just finished. Please. No. We have lots of fun here.
Yeah.
In any case, this morning we are a men of war. We are...
Speak for yourself, Mazino.
I know I'm a man. I don't know about you two. Let's fight for the common man, shall we? The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has stated that they will continue, or they will commence enforcing rent per month at the end of the year, before the end of the year, actually. So what it is currently you are allowed to pay at least a year's rent. Yeah. It's the Lagos State law. Landlords can only collect at least a year of rent. Now they're going for a monthly basis. There's lots of things to look at when it comes to this. The convenience for the low-income earners and also the middle-income earners, and that was actually the focus. That was why this law, this policy is being put into place and being enforced. However, there are other things that one can argue about when it comes to this policy and how it affects whether the tenants and most especially the landlords, the homeowners.
I was actually going to ask, so I'm not sure. So there was a time that people were paying as much as 2-3 years at a go, at a chunk. And then suddenly, I think, was it 5 or more years ago, it was, enforced that it was 1 year.
It's about 10 years now.
Is it? Is
yeah,
it up to?
about 10
Wow,
years.
time flies. So it became 1 year. And I know some people were probably flouting that as well. But what are the advantages of paying monthly? In my opinion, you just have to take a look at the short-let market. The fact that people are paying exorbitant amounts for short-let apartments for 1 week, 2 weeks, if you calculated how much that would be multiplied by how many weeks, 52 in a year, you would see how much rent they're actually accumulating. That's
So where are you going, girl?
Yeah, so I'm just saying, I think it's a good idea.
On whose side is it an advantage? The tenants or the landlords?
I think the landlords get more money if they collect monthly, in my opinion, in bulk, when you think about it.
But whose side are you on? You get me, Winfrey.
I'm speaking as a landlady.
And I don't send you as a landlady.
I don't
I'm thinking about my pocket, girl.
If you're not a landlord by now, that's your business.
So, excuse me.
Landlady, I'm
listen,
saying...
the focus, especially even for the Lagos State government, is the tenant, actually.
course,
the convenience
of
for
course.
the tenants.
It's always the tenant's side.
But I still struggle through the rationale of it all, however, how paying monthly can help me as a tenant. I think there's plenty of pressure if you ask me to pay monthly, because I will have to do this rat race every single month, 12 times a year. I don't know, Winfrey, do you agree with me? Or do you think...
Absolutely not.
You don't pay rent now. Mr. Agbeleshe does it, so I was like, I'm a baby girl. I just live here.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that.
I just live here.
However, before I moved into my husband's house, I did pay rent. And amazingly, I paid monthly.
Oh.
Yep.
And how convenient was that?
It was very convenient. So now this is how it plays out. It's not like it's every month they have to chase you, right? So now what happened is that a system was put in place. So before you move in, you pay for a quarter, right? You pay for bulk just to commit, to show that. So I think the ills on the landlord side will be that they want people that are committed. So you don't just come, stay 1-2 months, go away, they start looking for another tenant and all of that, right? So they make you commit. So you pay like 4 to 6 months upfront, and then you actually put in checks for the rest of the year.
Sure.
So
you
to them,
send
they
in-
have. So you have checks. So you just put in your checks. You put in at least four months of checks and all of that. So they're not chasing you and all of that. So you just give them an order to withdraw the money or the money to be sent at the end of the month and all of that. And it was really convenient. All I just needed to do was make sure that there was money in their accounts and during that time. And I think it took away. And also, I mean, I was single then, of course, and I was literally like paying the bills. Do you understand?
But you're not a low-income earner, are you? You're not a middle. You earn sizably.
As at the time.
As at the time. I was literally just moving into Lagos.
but
so
still,
a lot, like I was literally just like building all of that
You were
and everything.
daddy's girl, is my point.
Really,
you had
Mazino?
support. You were not a low-income earner,
See
is my
this
point.
person.
Oh,
I started paying my bills since I was in university.
Oh, thank you, darling. He doesn't know. Let him know.
Did you know that?
Let him know.
Oh, wow.
It's not always daddy paying the
I
bills.
started paying my bills since I was in uni, right? So yeah, moving here, I literally had to definitely grow and get to a certain point. So yeah, so that was literally it. So I had to make sure there was money in the account. And besides, I left Abuja against my dad's will.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Apologies,
I'm
Daddy.
like, Daddy, I'm
Didn't
going
we
to
all
Lagos.
on
And
these
he's like,
days? Didn't we all run away from home?
Yeah, but like, yeah, I just woke up one day and I'm like, I'm going to Lagos. Like,
I'm
what are you
out.
going to do in Lagos? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going to figure it out. And yeah,
Okay.
that was it. So yeah.
The fun fact here, all three of us left home for media.
Yeah,
Crazy.
we did.
In any case, this is what the Lagos State governor says. He says the governor advocates a monthly rental system, which he said would be affordable to low and middle income earners pressured by the yearly rent obligation. I don't know about this pressure. Sanwo-Olu made the recommendation at the 10th meeting of the National Council on Lands, Housing and Urban Development held in Lagos recently. He urged policymakers to consider the suggestion and initiate a regulatory framework that would aid the transition to a new rental system. And that's where I was going. That regulation.
Yeah.
Because now you're asking me to collect rent monthly. I could be at liberty to say, okay, I'm going to increase it anyhow I want. Is there a regulation that you can't do that? Okay. I know there is a certain policy in place that you cannot, that stipulates that you cannot increase rent past a certain percentage after every couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. Is that being honored by landlords? I'm not too sure. My landlord, however, perfect.
But you had to put that in there. But what I'm thinking about is, yes, you said you're on the side of the tenant. I feel like landlords will feel more obligated to make sure the properties are well maintained, all the services and service charges they're charging for are put in place. Because when landlords wait till the end of the year, they wait till the end of the year to paint things, to change pipes, to repair that wall, to repair that gate, because they themselves need the finance to get it done.
Okay.
But if you get the finance every single month, there's no reason why that flat or that compound should look dilapidated, because there is money to fund it. That's one. Then two, what you now have is a case whereby tenants don't feel like leaving because the landlords are taking care of the space. The tenants will be more committed.
Yeah, as much as I hear you, right, to be very honest, I think when it comes on the landlord side of things, I think they would rather it yearly. Because we not only have people that literally collect one, there are some people that you can't pay anything less than 2-3 years. Do you understand?
That's against the law, by the way.
Yeah,
It's against the law.
Yeah, it's against the law, of course. But I'm like, some people still do that, right? And that's because they want the bulk cash. So talking about maintaining, paying monthly does not necessarily guarantee that you maintain anything. I think it even makes them even not want to maintain it, because now you're looking at the money in trickles,
It's a bit too meager
right?
for
And
them.
then using that little amount to buy supplies. Do you understand? Like, it's even more expensive. Also, not all, like at the end of the year, you know that you can literally do like a total renovation. If it's monthly, you might literally say, okay, maybe this problem, there's this tiny problem here. We are solved down. Do you understand? So
Here's what I think. I think along with
don't
this
know.
law, this rule, there are other policies that needs to be set in place to make sure that it works.
Yes,
if these
of course.
policies are not put in place, I do not think that it's going to be wholesome. I don't think that it's going to be to the advantage of the tenant.
I think it is.
I think it will be
Lagos
mostly
is a mega
to the advantage
Lagos
of
is a mega
the landlords, because they will take
And
advantage
Lagos
of
is a mega
the
city.
law.
Mega cities all over the world are doing
I understand. I'm talking
Exactly.
about the unique climate of Lagos and our culture here in Nigeria.
I think, so this is what I would say, right? I think it also even helps increase
Urban
the
culture.
standard of living. Because now, as an individual, you can afford to literally pay monthly for something that you probably wouldn't have afforded if you actually have to pay in bulk. And I think that's the idea of short let Titi is actually talking about. So to be very, very honest, with this, right, I literally see it from the tenant's point of view, and I think they will literally be like really happy.
I think
happy
they'll
for
be
that.
encouraged.
I think they'll be encouraged. Yeah.
Step up their game.
Yeah.
And if, for instance, you change jobs in March, you know you have to move to a place that's more affordable,
Yeah.
and you can
You
do
can
that.
do that,
You're not
yes.
under pressure. anymore.
And then you know you're a human being. You know, okay, fine, now you don't have to pay yearly anymore. You know that you are living in the place and you have to pay up the rent. So I believe you plan your
I am a habitual being. I prefer consistency. I park in the same spot every single
shouldn't
day.
be telling everyone
I
that.
wake up they don't know my route. I wake up, I change my route anyhow.
All those
wake up every
ex-girlfriends,
single day at the same
you know where you
time.
park?
I love consistency. I would rather just go home to the same home that
Wow.
I paid over the past 1
You
year.
know what
That's
you
what
do,
he's
Mazino?
doing.
Just open an account.
Yeah.
Put the money there. Just imagine it's your landlord's account.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. What do you think? Send us a
Yeah.
message. Use any of the platforms. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah.
We're expecting to see your messages so we can read them. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. And you're welcome. It's time for the dailies now. Thank you very much for joining us. Wake Up Nigeria here. I have Titi Oisa joining me for the dailies. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome. I have on display here the Nation newspaper.
Let's start with the nation, shall we?
Yeah, we have this. It says government takes minimum wage talks to Nigerians in zones. That's what it says on the cover of the Nation this Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. It says here also the U.S. Supreme Court clears Trump to contest against Biden.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. Supreme Court. It's been a long journey.
I want to say about the U.S. elections upcoming. It would seem that it's like there's no other choice. There's nothing we can do. You either have this guy who plain people say is obviously overaged. I'm talking about Biden.
Biden,
now.
yeah.
There have been many talks about his memory and stuff like that. And then you have Trump, who's the other side of the extreme, who himself seems quite aged, but however a bit more.
So I feel like
pick and take.
so I've never been pro-Trump because of his personality.
Personality.
But in terms of some of the things he did put in place in comparison to the government that they have right now, the amount of inflation happening, a lot of people don't see the US dollar dipping because we compare it to the Naira, but
Yeah,
I've
it actually
seen
is.
it has dipped.
Yeah, it has.
Which is really bad for the economy. And of course, the two wars that happened on his watch. Now, hey, Trump didn't have any of those in his back pocket. did he?
True. So there are some
Yeah.
good detailed
Yeah.
policies that Trump put in place, and also whatever happened after the policies. There's some
And
good
maybe he wants
advantages
to
it.
repair some of the wrongs he did in the beginning.
But his personality is the one thing that actually outshines or overshadows any other good that he's done.
Yeah,
But you've
yeah.
got more inside of the nation, don't you?
Yes, I do. Right at the bottom, it says here, CBN slashes customs FX duty rate. It also says Ondo varsity workers disrupt convocation. Interesting. If you want to find out more, pick up the cover of the Nation.
Interesting that they should slash the FX and duty rates, because only a couple of weeks ago there were some dues that were increased.
Yeah.
So exactly what's that doing? Are we going back to the old rates, which were not even comfortable anyway?
I feel like there's a lot of testing going on.
A lot of that happening.
see
it would
what
seem.
works.
Let's do the Daily Times next, shall we?
Okay.
Front page for the Daily Times. Looting of foodstuff. Atiku warns on imminent disaster as OB slams FG over Ukraine's grains donations. At the very top, FG kickstarts public hearing on national minimum wage. Bottom for the Daily Times. Court adjourns Kanu's $1 billion suit until March 18th. Equities market begin week on bullish note as investors gain. And Tinubu returns from Qatar. At the very bottom, Wigwe, Dangote, Edun, Kasodo, AFDB president, others pay tribute. It was a beautiful ceremony yesterday, and a lot of people were on ground to immortalize the past. Herbert Wigwe, very sad occurrence that happened, but you can see the impact that he had, not just on lives, but also on policies, on industries as well. What a man and what a loss. Very unfortunate.
It's a whole week of activities to tribute to him, his wife, and his son, and it's going to climax at the Wigwe University itself, which essentially immortalizes him and his legacy.
All right.
I wanted to touch on something here, the issue of the Ukraine grains.
Yeah.
It
Donation.
was quite a bit of an uproar online. And I was thinking about the fact that they've received so many donations. The Ukraine have received aid, received food, and they still have produce that they need to, offload. I guess in Nigeria, we're sort of used to someone just making that excess grain disappear into some, corner
Racketeering.
instead of donating it and sending out to
Yeah.
places that need it. And that's what the Ukraine is doing. And I don't think we should be refusing food right now for any reason. So I don't see it as an embarrassment. I don't see it as anything bad. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Collect it. Give to the people that need it.
Yeah. What headlines do you want to go?
We have the Vanguard newspaper here as well. Corporate Nigeria shuts down Lagos for Wigwe as Dangote, Edun, Cardoso, Sanwo-Olu, Adesina, Imohede pay tribute. And yes, of course, the same story from the last paper there, tributes to the late Herbert Wigwe, who passed away last month. At the top left there, why SIMs previously linked to NIN were barred.
Because that happened.
It did.
Yes, I've had to re-register my SIM 3 different times. So the third occasion, I was absolutely sure that I am doing this now, pictures and everything, and then yet I still get the messages telling me to go and re-register my SIM. Like, what's going on here? Not very convenient.
And I'm just wondering, sort of software, sort of things being put in place, security is being put in place to make sure that, you know, people's registrations are not being deleted or muted or whatever it is.
That happens.
I hope not. I'm not looking forward to seeing an SMS like that. No way. It also says here, electricity. Discos reject 200, or rather 753 megawatts, despite federal government's pressure. And let me wrap it up with this one. It says, NPR, Obaseki faults CBN, warns of tougher times ahead. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
Alrighty. I'm going to do the Punch now, the Punch newspaper. Food crisis, OPS warns of shutdown as hoodlums loot more trucks. Building materials, spaghetti trucks attacked in Ogu, Kaduna, 15 arrested in Abuja. FG condemns warehouse looting. Kano store evacuates wares. States to get free grains. Looking forward to that one. But this is just a picture in time of 2024. What's going on now is the extreme poverty and people resorting to, well, these means of getting fed. Not to be encouraged, however, means the government has to do plenty to make sure that things and people are satisfied. AFDB plans $2.7 billion budget agri loans for Nigeria. Yes, go back to the farms. Perhaps that's what we all need to do. Leave the white-collar jobs and start farming. What we need, food, shelter, and clothing. These are the essentials of life. And if we put more a focus on these, perhaps things would be better for Nigeria as we continue to provide from inside instead of expect grains from Ukraine from outside.
Well, not expecting it,
Well, hey.
but if it's a donation, it's a handout, I'm going to take it. That's just me.
True.
But I'm also thinking about how it is in Asia now, where in, I think, Japan and in China, where rooftops are essentially hydroponic farms. You know, people are growing their own food.
Self-reliance.
It's healthier. It's not as expensive as people think if you use recycled materials to do it. I've tried it. I tried it in 2022 and 2023. I haven't started again yet, but it is helpful to know that you can grow your own food. And thankfully, we have the kind of climate that actually welcomes produce and growth and fertility. And I think we should start looking to that a lot more.
Let's end the headlines with this one. An advice from Obasanjo as he tells the federal government, approach Zimbabwe for solutions to inflation, because they've been through this before. So what lessons to learn? We're slowly going to that path where the Naira is becoming absolutely nothing. We remember jokes that we used to make about the Zimbabwean currency from before. Let's hope we don't get there. But that's good advice. Thank you very much.
I also wanted to just say financial literacy generally. People need to understand what it is, what money actually is. And I think we need to start from schools, from secondary schools. We teach them social studies, teach them geography. Why aren't we teaching them about how to manage money?
Very true.
But hey, that's another conversation.
For education here, I propose. In any case, thank you very much for sticking with us for the papers. Let's find out what Winfrey is up to inside of the kitchen with our second time around chef. Winfrey, what's happening today?
Yeah, lots is happening here. Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday morning, and I have with me Chef Joy for the second time. Welcome back, Chef Joy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. Obviously, the first time was a hit. You just definitely had to come back, right?
Yes.
All right, tell me, what are we making this morning?
I'm actually making my signature yam porridge.
Okay, because I was wondering, I asked, are we doing so she said no. Abacha uncle? No. But I see garden egg. I see like, okay, so tell me what ingredients we need for this. So first of all, what makes it your signature porridge?
Okay, as we all know, the basic yam porridge comprises of just yam, probably palm oil, seasoning cubes, and maybe whatever it is you want to augment with protein. So, but mine has a bit of local spices, you know, as an Igbo girl. So we just want to...
All right, want to jig it a bit. All right, so tell me, what are these different local things, items you've added?
Okay, here we have our oil bean. That's people know it as ugba. You know. Then we have our oporoko stockfish.
Okay.
We have our eggplants, garden eggs. Okay, so we have plantain, we have vegetable, we have lots of crayfish. So
yeah, lots of crayfish. All right. So now, what's the method? So is it the same cooking method as a normal yam porridge, or what's different? How are we cooking it differently?
the same method.
Okay.
Same method.
So tell me, run me through it.
Okay, we're going to boil the yam, then place the oil so that it can boil together.
Okay.
Then add some seasoning cubes and just allow it to simmer for a bit before we add. Now, if you're making use of hard fish, so you have to boil while the yam is boiling as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. So is this hard or is this already pre-cooked?
It's pre-cooked, but I'll still add it since I cut the yam in smaller bits.
Yes, it will take a long time.
Yes.
Okay, then what goes in next?
After that, then we add every other thing.
Every other thing. Okay, so the eggplant is going in just like that.
No, the eggplant will be going in much later because I want people to feel that there's garden egg in
Inside,
it.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then the ugba is going to just be like finishing touch.
Finishing touch on top. Okay,
Yes.
it's actually looking and seeming like it's going to come out and it's going to definitely be a hit. All right, great. So right now, what's happening? We're waiting for our
Water to simmer a bit.
water to simmer.
Yeah.
So I noticed there's a paste here. What paste is that?
Okay, that's yellow pepper.
Oh.
Yes, it gives
Only
it-
yellow pepper.
Yes, just yellow pepper.
Okay.
I raw blended it.
Okay.
So that it has this. You can make use of any pepper, but I love to use yellow pepper.
yeah, it has
because
this
there's this aroma it gives. Yes,
Definitely, and it's also very hot.
very hot
as well.
Yes, that's why the portion is small.
Yeah, of course, and we have smoked fish there.
Yes, we have smoked fish, we have dry fish, we have stock fish, we have plantain.
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah, so what is this, ugu?
This is ugu.
Okay.
Ugu leaves.
Okay, ugu leaves. Can
Yes.
we supplement ugu for any other thing, or
Yeah.
does it have to be ugu?
No. You can use whatever vegetable you choose.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Amazing. So we're waiting for our water to get boiled right now.
We can actually add the yam now.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Let's do that because it's hot, right?
Yes, it is.
It's actually hot already. So we just add our yams and make sure. Oh, nice. So so you said you cut it in like smaller bits,
Yes, so
right?
it can boil faster.
So we're not mashing it or
No,
anything.
no.
So once it's boiled,
Yes, once
we'll
it's
just-
boiled, you know, with time, as yam is boiling, it's going to thicken up a bit.
yes.
So
Yeah.
if you choose to still break it more with your maybe your spoon or
Yeah,
whatever, you can.
That's up to you,
Yes.
right? Okay, amazing. All right, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Then, of course, we have our onion. When does our onion go in?
Probably when I place the oil.
When you put it oil as well.
Yes.
Okay, so everything cooks together.
Yes.
It's gonna definitely have an amazing flavor because I actually I can feel it even before them going on fire. Like I can literally, that's a whole lot of generous oil addition right there. Amazing.
Yes.
Then our seasoning cubes
Yes.
go in. Nice.
Then we'll add a bit of
Alright.
salt.
Okay.
And we'll allow it for a while before I add the stockfish.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Nice. All right, and there we have it. Our special Chef Joy's yam porridge is on the way. So definitely get out your pen and your paper, or just even go to your kitchen and start cooking with us. All right. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, so much more still happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
You're welcome. It's time for health now for Wake Up Nigeria, and we're joined by Ramanujam Muralidharan. I hope I got that right. He's widely known as Rumi, and he's an esteemed wellness coach and also distinguished senior faculty at esteemed Art of Living Institute. Over the course of 2 decades, his involvement with the organization has served as a catalyst for the profound transformation for countless individuals while initially training as a mechanical engineer. He's made a conscious decision to dedicate his life to the betterment of society on a grand scale. You are welcome, Rumi.
Thank you so much.
I got that name wrong, didn't
Good morning. No, you got it right.
Oh, yes. Rani.
You're bang on. Muralidharan, yes.
There you go. I like that one. So, Rumi, great to have you here. Today on health, I would like us to talk about something very interesting. Of course, Nigeria is going through so much. Everybody's stressed out. People are forgetting to take into consideration their mental health, their mental state. And that's what you are professional about discussing. What exactly do we need to take into cognizance, take note of when it comes to our mental health or mental status?
In life, we go through so many situations, right? There are challenges, there is anxiety with the currency depreciating so much, with the economy falling so much. Especially when we are accumulating so much stress in our lives, when situations is throwing stress at us, it is important that we also get rid of that stress.
Yeah, I see it as in your head opening up so many tabs and forgetting to close them. In your head, it's like trying to oh, there's so much going on, but you forgot that behind the front page, there's a million other pages. That's my definition of mental health. Now, eliminating those back pages, however, you said something just before we started, and it differentiated the difference between mental health and mental hygiene.
Yes.
So if you'll take us through that now, which is it? Closing all those tabs, is it mental health or mental hygiene?
Sure. So, when life throws so many situations at us, we also need to know how to deal with them, right? So if we don't have the right perspective, it might not necessarily work in our favor. And that causes to even more stress. So the difference between mental hygiene and mental health is like exercise, where you're taking care of each and every aspect of your life, your perspective, the way you look at things. And mental hygiene is what gives you the energy and the vision and the perspective to see life in a different way, from a broader perspective, so that it works better to your advantage.
So it's a conscious effort then to see life from different perspectives. But how can I, as a common man going through all of this, do that? I mean, tangibly, what do I need to do?
Life today, because of technology, all of us understand that everything works with energy and power. Like we need fuel for our vehicles, we need charge in our phones. Similarly, the energy that we have within us, in our body, needs to be worked on every day. If you notice, every interaction you have in your day either gives you some energy or takes away energy.
Yeah.
If it's a stressful conversation or a stressful situation, it just completely drains you. If somebody is annoyed at you or, shouts at you or you have an argument, it completely drains you, right? So how do you replenish that energy? That is what needs to be focused on.
How do we replenish that?
So the easiest way and the cheapest way, we all look for good deals, right?
Oh, yes, you bet.
So the cheapest way to do is using our breath.
Breath.
The cheapest way, the easiest way. It doesn't cost you anything. It's there with you, right there with you. Neither does it happen in the past nor in the future. It happens right in the present moment. And your breath is like a very close companion that changes its rhythm with every emotion we have.
Yeah.
The state of our body, when it changes, our breathing is different. The way, the state of our mind also, our breathing is different. So if we can focus on our breathing a little, do some exercises, with intent, then it definitely helps us regain our energy and also look at life in a different way. It gives us that centeredness, that calmness to make things work to our advantage.
I'm sure everybody out there is expecting that I ask you exactly how this exercise goes with the breath.
Okay. So, firstly, what I was thinking, maybe we should just check if we are breathing correctly.
What's the correct rhythm for breathing?
So if you keep your palm on your stomach, you take a deep breath in. Ideally, your abdomen should just push out a little when you breathe in, and you should push in when you breathe out. This is the correct way to breathe, because when the abdomen pushes itself out, that is when the lungs get space to expand. So we don't use more than 30% of our lung capacity, and a human adult as an adult. So imagine running a vehicle with only 30% tire pressure. What happens to it? So similarly, simplest thing to do is when you wake up, you stretch your body. You do some, like if you see a cat or a dog, what does it do?
Stretches.
It stretches. It expands its body. So if you do some stretches and some deep breathing, simple deep breathing, even if you can do 15 to 20 deep breaths.
Can we do that right now?
Sure.
Can we do that right? Well, okay, you take me through it. What do I have to do?
Simple thing is, for example, just spread your hands out.
Spread your hands.
Feel that stretch in the chest.
Okay.
And just hold yourself, give yourself some love.
Yeah, because nobody hugs Mazzino anymore.
Stretch out again.
Okay.
With the breath. And as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, hold yourself.
Oh, yes, Mazzino.
Once again, just stretch out. Take a deep breath in with a smile. And relax.
Actually, I can feel a difference.
Yeah?
Yes, the stretching goes with the breathing exercise, and it makes me feel a bit. Everybody in the back, everybody's doing that now. Look, everybody's doing. It actually helps, guys. Honestly, it does.
So another technique is alternate nostril breathing. I saw it pop up in one of the slides that you had, right? So the simplest way is, like we know all of us have 2 nostrils.
Yeah, but we don't often use.
Yes, you often do that. So simple way is keeping your hand this way. You pinch your nostrils with your right hand. Your right hand. So use your index finger for the left nostril and the thumb for the right nostril. So what you do, you breathe in deeply, close the right nostril and breathe out from the left. Then you breathe in from the left, close the left and breathe out from the right. So if you do around 9 cycles of this, you will notice that your entire mind will calm down, settle down. Now this can be followed by, you can simply just sit with your eyes closed for 5 or 7 minutes. Of course, you should not do this if you're driving.
No, don't do it if...
I hope people are not watching this show and doing this, with one eye open.
Well, it's very interesting that we have these simple means of actually recalibrating our mental state. We don't know about them. Where do we go to learn these things exactly?
So, we have a center in Victoria Island. It's called the Happiness Center.
Happiness Center.
And also the Art of Living Nigeria has been here for over 20 years now.
Oh.
And, we have workshops happening regularly, almost every weekend, where we teach these techniques that one can actually practice every day and benefit from it.
Is it affordable, though, for the low-income earners and middle class? Because, I mean, if it's been around for 20 years, it must have been open to only the A-class people. What about me?
So how the workshop works is, you only pay for it once.
Oh.
And then you can repeat the workshop any number of times. There's no charge to it. Now, we have a daily follow-up session that we have online to support people with their practice as well. And also, we do meet once a week offline as well, where we practice the breathing. Because people tend to forget the techniques because they don't practice it. So we have these support groups which come at no cost.
Nice. So it's a community of people who help with experiences or tell. That's very, very good. I mean, seriously, I want to be a part of that, and I will be joining sometime soon.
Sure, Mr. You're most
I love the
welcome.
little exercises that we just did this morning. I can feel a bit of difference. I've closed a couple of tabs in my head, and I'm hoping that it's worked for you too as well. Thank you very much, Rumi. We're looking forward to seeing you over again, maybe with something different that we could practice. Very simple, no expense, no cost at all. That helps our, whether it's mental or physical state. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you very much, Rumi, and I appreciate the fact that you came in a Nigerian attire.
Yes.
You're a Nigerian now.
Yes.
I will give you a Nigerian name next time.
Oh, I love this outfit.
I'll find one Nigerian name for you. Thank you for sticking around. Plenty to learn here on Wake Up Nigeria. We've still got more. It's still the first hour. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I'm still here with Chef Joy. Chef Joy, how fun now?
Hi.
What's going on?
Oh.
We're making today Chef Joy's special porridge, right?
Yes.
All right, and then if you're just joining us, we already have the yam on fire. Can you please open the pot to let them see? We have the yam on fire, we have water, we have oil in there,
We have
seasoning cubes,
and a bit of salt.
and that's. So now what are we doing now? It's boiling, it's actually bubbling,
Yes,
real nice. So
boiling.
what do we go in with next?
Okay. Next off, we're going to add the stockfish.
Okay.
Okay. The stockfish, the dry fish.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, because we're doing that because our yam cubes are in tiny, small cuts,
Small chunks,
right?
yes.
So it's going to definitely make the yam's going to cook pretty quickly. So if the dry fish is really dry, we need to add it right now
Yes.
so that it all gets nice and flexible.
And we'll add the pepper and the onion.
The pepper. Now that's fresh.
the flavor
the
can
onion,
go in.
as well.
Yes.
Okay, and that's fresh yellow pepper. Yes, roughly blended. Oh, look at what that pot looks like. Looks so amazing. So I noticed you're not using any tomato or tomato paste or anything.
No.
Why?
Like I said, I'm just doing the basic, but adding, nativity to it. So, but if you want, you can. It's your preference.
Yeah.
Like this
but
is mine.
honestly, like growing up, I definitely did not use tomato or tomato paste in my yam porridge. But then growing up, we've seen all manner of things. I've seen somebody add pap to amala before. They say it makes it silky. They've added butter to eba. They say it makes it. I'm like, I don't understand what this generation What's happening in this generation? So now we're going in with
I'm just going to be adding a bit of the crayfish.
a bit of the crayfish,
Then
okay.
the remaining part of the crayfish will go in when the yam porridge is almost done.
Right. I love the fact that you're being generous with the crayfish. I love crayfish because
I
I
prefer
mean,
crayfish to seasoning.
I'm telling you true. It brings everything together and brings the taste right back home.
Yes.
Amazing. Love the way it smells good already. And I love this dish as well because it doesn't take time, right? So
No, it
once the yam
doesn't.
is cooked, that's it.
Yes, the porridge is ready.
The porridge is actually ready. All right. So at what point does the mackerel, the smoked fish, go in?
When the yam is almost cooked,
Okay.
I'll just leave it on top so that the heat can make it softer.
okay.
Then and incorporate everything together.
All right. Okay, I love this. Love it, love it, love it. Then the plantains as well. Yes, when does that go in? Because this is ripe plantain, right?
Yes, this is ripe plantain.
Okay.
So when the yam is done, then I'm going to be adding, you remember I said I was going to add the eggplant, that's
yes.
the garden eggs.
Yes.
So the plantain will go in first.
Okay.
Then the eggplant,
Okay.
the smoked fish, now cover up. Then we'll come back a few minutes after to add the rest of the ingredients.
Rest of the ingredients. All right, amazing. I know growing up as well, I knew yam porridge without plantain, but now they say plantain adds gives it that sweet taste. Yeah, and I will not actually deny it's actually a really lovely combination. So yeah, I mean, it definitely is coming nicely together. And I cannot wait to see what this is like. If you're definitely trying this out at home, tag us on social media. Let us know what your results was like. It was about the top of the hour. The first hour is done. We're going on a quick break, and when we come back, it will be the second hour of Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
Blessed are those who take out time to join us every single morning. The most exciting breakfast television show in Nigeria. It is, after all, the best out of the crop.
We are the cream of the crop. We are the most significant part of your morning. As long as you've chosen to start the day with us, you've started the right way. After all, we are the best when it comes to family, breakfast, and TV shows in Nigeria.
Others may try, but they'll never get it right unless they have the unique ingredients, that's me, to make it happen.
Yeah. Whatever, Mazzino. Whatever.
Welcome, second hour here for Wake Up Nigeria. All you late risers, this is meant for you. Definitely a mouthful that we've just given you guys, but then again, we know how you guys like to have it. Little bits here and there, whether it's entertainment, health, and of course, some great sumptuous meals that we make inside of our kitchen. We'll give you guys, all the details as the show commences, or as the show goes on.
Yeah. So speaking of sumptuous meals, Winfrey, how sumptuous is the meal we're preparing today?
Very, very sumptuous, and more sumptuous than the ingredients standing beside you.
Whoa. Winfrey, you're coming of age when it comes to wits now. You use me as your test dummy always. It's all right. I like it.
At least I don't have to.
It's all good. I saw the meal and it looks very colorful.
Yeah.
The pot was very nice, and I see some stuff still on there. Are those pears I see?
Yeah, so it's like Chef Joy's special yam porridge that's featuring uba. So it's definitely going to be a blast.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't wait then. It's all
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
Enough of the shenanigans. Let's get on with the rest of the show.
When it comes to shenanigans, you can see a lot of them on our page on Instagram. That's Wake Up Nigeria TVCE. All his shenanigans, all of them, they're there. Speaking of him, his name is Mazzino Appeal.
And
Wow. Shenanigans?
Titi Layo is her name.
Remember. And all social media platforms are there for you to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian TV. And well, you're watching us live right now.
Yes, and the channel 16 on GOTV, and of course 121 StarTimes, 49 the option for UHF. Thank you very much for also following us across all the social media platforms, X, TikTok, Facebook, and all the rest. At TVC Entertainment _ is where to find us on YouTube. Please make sure that you click the notification bell so that you get all content that we put up on there after every single show.
You sound like a commercial.
I know.
An American commercial.
For what we have coming for the rest of the show, please let's let them know.
We still have a great performance coming your way, but Tuesdays is about parenting. And yeah, look at me. If you see my picture in the dictionary, you'll see it beside perfect parent, right? Yeah. Is there such a thing as a perfect parent, though? We can try. Don't worry. Parenting segment is curated just for parents and parents-to-be to learn a thing or two. And our guest today is going to do that justice.
And then coming up for a performance, Olumide Iwala, known as Mide Baz, is a prolific gospel musician, songwriter, and also multi-instrumentalist. He majors in the bass guitar, by the way. He's also a musicologist with many years of delivering awesome experiences. Today, he's going to join us for a performance.
All right, now the scintillating Oluwatosin Pedro, top music video vixen, model, beauty queen, actress, and so much more. She's worked and featured on loads of amazing videos and is quite busy as a face, fashion, and commercial model. We're going to be talking about her evolution. And of course, joining her is the one and only Derenle Edun, popularly known as Denrele. He is a TV presenter, actor, MC, model, fashion enthusiast, style personality. There's so many words to qualify him.
Energy god.
Energy god. Multiple awards over the years. He is an enigma, and in fact, if we're not careful, he might try and take over the show.
He will take over the show. I'm done for the hour.
We just give him our salary for today.
Perhaps, maybe.
But it's going to be fun having him in the studio with Tosin Pedro very, very soon. We'll find out what they're talking about. Thanks for staying with us. Now, if you know me, you follow me online, you'll know that parenting conversations are my thing. Why? Because, yeah, I've had the opportunity to make a few mistakes here and there, and also, do my best in many cases. As long as you have the right support system, things seem to go a lot smoother, which is not always the case with the average Nigerian parent. But the question is there such a thing as a perfect parent? Trying to answer this question today is Derenle Edun. She is a seasoned professional dedicated to empowering individuals, and she's honed her expertise in soft skills development, focusing on etiquette, emotional intelligence, and leadership. Now, she's the creative director of Manners and Conduct Character and Leadership Center. She has combined style with warmth. She has this really great positive approach to everything. But today, this perfection we've been striving for, I have to say, Derenle, talk to me. The first question, the only question on the floor is there such a thing as a perfect parent?
Okay, thank you so much, Titilayo. Good morning, Nigeria. Such a huge honor to be here, and I love today's topic. Let's go right into it. So I want to make a quote by Sue Atkins, who said, there's no such thing as perfect parenting. There's no such thing. I mean, it's almost impossible to assume you attain perfection because you were not perfect. You're not perfect. So you will just keep trying, aiming for the stars, reaching to the rooftop and all of it. But you might never really attain perfection. But there are other ways to stay happy. So the question, if you allow me to rephrase it, should be, do I want perfection or do I want to be happy? It's important to prioritize our happiness as we achieve results. So perfection should stop today.
So we shouldn't be aiming for perfection?
Nah.
I think as Nigerians, we've been told from childhood to aim for the highest heights. You must come first in class. You must take that course. You must push on your career. But for parenting, we're not striving for perfection. Isn't this,
Okay, so parenting is an emotional journey. I like to say parenting involves three basic things. I see it as a mission, a journey. And because it's a journey, I mean, you're not alone. It's emotional. You can't control somebody else's feelings. Imagine having 3 children and wanting to control them. I think it's really bad for parents to assume parenting is from a point of control, total control. That's why some of our parents didn't do so well with us. I mean, when we got to a certain age, we got off their hook and we just decided we're going to do what we wanted. So I would say striving for perfection without a proper understanding will just leave you in the middle and you'll be full of regrets. I don't think any parent should sit by idly and begin to complain, say, I wish I had done this, if I had done that, if I had more time, if I had known. No need of all of that. I mean, let's reduce the expectations, plan well, and understand that parenting is a mission. It's a mission, is a tool, and a lifestyle.
Okay, so I want to, come back to this issue of being a perfect parent. Yeah. That term, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfection, in my opinion, is relative to the person that we're, whoever it is, whichever family or cultural background you came from. For some people, a perfect parent is one who instills a crazy amount of discipline. Another perfect parent is one where the children are always smiling and happy and probably a little bit obese. Another perfect parent is the one that is looking all stressed out and haggard, but their children are carrying, the latest school bags and the latest devices. So now, this definition of perfection, how do we sort of steer clear from leaning towards it?
Okay, so there was one you didn't add to the list.
Okay.
Because as parents who have children within primary school ages, how do you feel when they call a particular parent and that parent has 4 children and the 4 children come first in all classes?
Makes you feel like...
Won't you feel like I failed? If there were just 2, we'd say that was a coincidence, but how did 4 of them? So that's something I feel most of us have termed to be perfection. So just like you rightly identified, perfection could be a lot of things to different people. I met a parent recently who told me that in her house, she's got 3 children. In her house, they operate a no-hitting rule. Wow. So she's got children here in Nigeria, 3 of them, and neither her nor her husband has hit them before.
Wow.
So in my head, that's perfection.
Wow.
Okay, so I like how you put it. It's relative. It is what, for me, perfection is having children that are balanced, having children that are happy being themselves. It's so important to me that I have individuals around me who feel like the best they can be is what they currently have. I don't want individuals who live their lives hoping to be somebody else or becoming a second best. I like good grades. I like 100 over 100, but that's not priority for me. Priority for me is knowing what you want. So I'll give you a good example. One time my son went for a competition. He went with a number of people, about 10 of them. It was a competition organized by Google. So at the end of the day, they gave gifts. There were 10 of them. They gave gifts, complimentary gifts for just being there. They gave gifts to 6 people.
Wow.
So 4 people began to cry. And then my son answered the question. So he got 2 gifts. So people began to cry and he said, "Mommy, they are really crying. Do you think I can give them my gift?" And that for me was like, okay, God, if you take me now, I think I've done well.
You've done your job well.
It meant so much to me. So bringing the balance in terms of emotions, bringing the balance, like I tell my daughter, you don't have to be everybody's friend. It's okay if somebody doesn't want to be your friend. So it's from an emotional point for me.
So now, we growing up, I guess millennials growing up, we didn't have that essentially emotional connection with our parents, the way parents these days do. I can probably count on one hand how many times I gave my dad a full hug. I can't really remember it because it wasn't a memorable moment for me. It wasn't an emotional moment for me. Probably I remember a few beatings from my mom, but then look at me today. So do I make reference to what I used to know my parents did to sort of use as a template for my parenting skills growing forward?
Okay, that's a very beautiful question. Thank you for that. And I'm happy you took my mind there because I had planned to mention it on today's show, that one of the clear indicators of imperfection is trying to raise our children the way we were raised. Because it's a different generation, entirely different system. In fact, almost 2 generations in between. Because right now we have the generation Alpha. I believe the generation after this one will be, in fact, very soon parents will be afraid to talk to their children. Our own time, we were afraid of our parents, but in the next 2 generations, parents will be afraid to talk to, of their children. So I do not think we can deploy the same strategies that worked then. And just like you, I don't think I and my dad ever hugged. I don't think so. And yes, maybe that's why we feel that emotional disconnect, because to them, so a bad example in my house was my dad didn't let us speak our dialect. He felt it was going to affect our English.
Wow.
But now that I'm an adult, I see that, it would not have brought any kind of harm, to us. So there are some ideologies that our parents raised us with that, that we do not have to try now. But there are some that worked because they had discipline, they had culture. They were very interested in respect. I do not think it's okay for parents to feel, let him express himself. Let her say the way she feels. After all, she has a mind of her own. This thing we call self-esteem, I think is a topic for another day.
It is. It is. Because, yes, raising overly confident children is important, but not when it borders on rudeness. And when to pull them back is another question. So, yes, we've established it. There is no such thing as a perfect parent. Omo, are you a perfect house cleaner, housekeeper?
Housekeeper.
Are you a
House
perfect
manager.
house help, housewife? Are you a perfect parent? There's no such thing.
There's no
If the house wants to be dirty, let it be dirty. If one day they wear mismatched socks, it's fine. Please don't put yourself under any undue pressure.
Yeah.
But we will continue this conversation online. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Tag us, Wake Up Nigeria TVCE, as soon as you can. Let's hear your thoughts.
We're still here on Wake Up Nigeria, and right now it's time for an interesting conversation. I have with me Emonina Aquara. Now, she is a lawyer, an author, and the founder of Made Foundation. Why are you laughing? Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you so
I hope
much.
I didn't destroy it. I didn't destroy it, did I?
Well, no.
No, see, I didn't. Yeah, I did a good job. Okay, so now, I was talking to you earlier, and you were telling me about your journey so far and all of that. So today, we're literally talking about stroke, right?
Yeah.
And you actually did say you were a stroke survivor.
Yes, I am.
And I was like blown away. Okay, so now let's have this conversation. Tell me about the experience. What was it like?
Okay, so I had a stroke when I was 23. Yeah, and I didn't know what to do. It just sprung up on me.
23?
Yes, I was 23.
Okay.
In fact, the cause of the stroke, I think, is unknown. Yeah, but I was having symptoms before that time. My legs was paining me.
Okay.
You know, I was dizzy a lot and everything. Like, I wouldn't know that a stroke will come out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to the hospital. They told me that I had a blood clot. It's called DVT, deep vein thrombosis. Right?
Okay.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, and then at 23, so what was your lifestyle like? Because most times when you hear someone had a stroke, you think, okay, maybe an elderly person or a sickly person. So what was your lifestyle like?
Okay, so I was really, really active. Yes, I had a job. No, I stopped my job. So I was doing like my own business. Yeah, and it was fun. It was interesting. Yeah, and all of a sudden this thing happened. So if you rate my life before and now, I think it has gotten better. Now that I have a stroke, now I have a message.
All right.
Yeah, so I think before then, I was just living. I wanted to make all the money in the world.
And do all of that. Okay, so now, so it just happened one day. You just woke up. Okay.
No.
Okay.
So I think it started happening maybe like six months or no. Like 3 or 4 months before the.
So what were the symptoms first?
So I was dizzy a lot. My legs was paining me very, very well.
Like when you do activities or you just wake up?
It was just as I'm sitting down, I would just feel, sensation from my leg to my hand. Like every part of my body was paining me at some point. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, what's causing this? Yeah. At first, it was not that painful. So I just said, oh, maybe I hit something, so it will leave and everything. When it got worse, I could not sleep. I was crying like every night.
All right, did you go to the hospital?
Yes, I did, and they told me I had DVT.
Okay, that's when.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So and I had anemia too, and I had one infection that I can't remember, but it was my white blood cells killing my red blood cells.
Wow.
That caused anemia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was crazy.
I can imagine. Okay, so now from that moment, let's talk about your recovery now.
Yeah.
So you spoke about, what were the full-blown symptoms for you, and then how the recovery from that?
So my right body was gone. My leg was shrinking so bad, my hand too. I couldn't talk, I couldn't move. In fact, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Yes, for months actually. So I was just there. I was just like a vegetable.
Wow.
Yes, so me sitting down, walking and everything is a miracle.
It's a miracle, amazing. Yes. Okay, so now were you hospitalized
of course,
at that point?
Yeah.
And then what was the journey back and the recovery? What was that like? What were the stages like?
Okay, so of course I was admitted for like 1 month, in Lagos. From there, I went back home. What again? So I started with a wheelchair.
Okay.
From wheelchair, I graduated to a walker, that thing that old people use.
Yes,
yeah. Then from there, I started using walking
stick.
Yes, from there, I started using leg supports and everything, and hand supports.
But I mean, where you're here now, and it's amazing. Now let's talk about your MAID. So you have a MAID Foundation.
Yeah.
You also mentioned about writing a kids'
Children's
book,
Yes.
telling them about stroke. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, so I own a foundation called My Ability in Disability, short form MAID Foundation.
Okay.
Yes, it's a stroke foundation.
Okay.
It deals with stroke awareness, like I'm doing right now. And it deals with taking care of stroke patients or survivors. Sorry that I said patient.
Yeah.
We never ever
Use the word,
Yes, we say survivors.
yeah.
Yes. So that's what my foundation is about. Now, I am actually writing a book about a children's book. So I wrote one before in 2019, but that was like a book for my story and 12 other stories. So stroke stories, kidney stories and everything. So all bundled in one. Yes. So, but this time, I'm writing a children's book about stroke so that children, like everybody, must know about it. And you know, we tend to forget about children. We tend to forget
certain things.
Yes, yes. So, I mean, I don't know if you saw this video that went viral. It was a girl, a little girl in secondary school that brought her inhaler.
Yeah.
Yes, and helped a man. Yeah.
Yes.
You saw it.
That,
Yes. So that was because she was informed.
Aware. Yes.
Yes. So I want to do that same thing. I mean, it's interesting. The book is going really well, and I mean, I've tried it, and some kids are excited.
Excited about it.
Yes.
Amazing. I wish we had more time. Sadly, we don't. Definitely, when your book is ready, you'll be back here with a book, and we're definitely going to review it. Amazing. Thank you so much for taking our time to be here. I wish you all the best with everything you do. I mean, you have a family right here, so don't worry about that. Still so much to come right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Derenle is distracting me already. Yeah. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, he'll be right here on this couch.
The time when Derenle will be back on the couch right here on Wake Up Nigeria. He's not alone. He's with the delectable Amina Oluwatosin Pedro. Now, let me tell you about Tosin Pedro. She is a top music video vixen, model, beauty queen, and actress. And as a music video vixen, she worked and featured in amazing music videos and has been very busy, very, very busy in the fashion and commercial modeling world. Wow. Today, we're talking to her about her evolution, her growth, that beautiful smile. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you so much for having me.
And the reason why I decided to put your introduction first, because he needs no introduction. Exactly. He's the enigma that is Derenle Edun. If you don't know who he is, let me tell you, he's a TV presenter, actor, model, fashion enthusiast, fashion style personality. He's been recognized all over the world, multiple awards, multiple TV stations, and he's back on our couch again to take over this.
Again and again. Thank you, Wake Up Nigeria, for having me. This time around, I came with a mattress. I'm not leaving.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here till the end of time. Thank you, Titi.
I forgot something from the profile, though.
Yes.
Ageless.
Amen.
Yes. I don't understand.
Titi, I am not aging. I am marinating. So I am going to be 43 this year, but I will just say that I'm 23 with 20 years of experience.
Yes, sir.
And I don't look a day over 23, and I don't taste a day over 20. Go ahead. Go figure.
All right, then. Now, both of you are working on a project, or worked on a project some time back, and it was called...
I love you regardless.
I love you regardless of your grace.
Yes.
Irrespective of your flaws, your shortcomings, your excesses, I wish I love you like that.
Yes.
But in this time and age, just
no more.
Yes. Now, I hear that the storyline for this particular movie has something to do with real estate. Help my ministry, please. Help explain. Who's going to take it?
So you found yourself in the house. Okay, so here's the thing. So I played the role Ezekiel, and Ezekiel is one of the very overzealous, very enthusiastic estate agents who want to pitch at all costs whether the property is theirs or not. Now, it was a cameo, and there's a little backstory to this flick. At the time, my friend called me. She's the executive producer. Shout out to Tosi Allen, Audrey Allen
Love
Pictures.
You.
So she called from the States. She resides in Baltimore. And she wanted to put this production together, and I was not even considered for this any role at all. And then she sent me the script. What do you think? These are the people I want to cast for the leads and even the support scenes. What do you think? And I was like, yeah, go ahead. Anyhow, I can support. I have people who are ready to jump on the bandwagon. And she said, I have a little role for you. I just thought to myself, okay, one of those roles that I'll just, you know, play around, switch, flip the script, switch everything, and just confuse everyone. And surprisingly, it's like a reality check presently, you know, because I did sell a house, or like I forced an apartment on a set on the lead character, and she was overtaken by my, you know, my marketing strategy. She just knew that it was too good to be true. Long story cut short, 2 people ended up in the same house. So,
wait. You are trying to not say that you were a criminal estate agent
in the film.
Yeah, no problem. So, in other words, you fall in love with the other person who rented out this apartment.
Yes. The thing is, I am the female lead, friends, and she's a more laid-back character. I am like the goofy one, life of the party, slay queen.
Yes, so.
You know? So, yes, I tried to bring that side of her out, but no. So she moves into an apartment, and now she's, starting, you know, to live good and all that, but she's living with the guy, you know, who she hates, by the way.
So,
and I'm trying to bridge that gap, like, you know, you can still do it, you can still work it out. But while saying that, there was, but when
Can
you
I
see
just add that your character liked this other actor in question?
Yes.
So, and we had a very famous line for you. You know, it's a money shot.
oh, wow.
Remove your wig.
Goodness me. I can't believe you said it.
Oh my
They didn't hear it.
But
when it comes to storylines, I think it's a very powerful one. I think it's something people can relate with. And it came out in February, which was like a Valentine's-y kind of movie. Was that always the plan, or did it just happen that was when the movie was ready?
It wasn't the original plan, because you see, we had worked on this production 2 years back. This was like in 2022, mid-2022, and it wasn't slated for even a cinematic release. Actually, it wasn't even slated for Valentine. But you know, as they say, love is the master key to the gates of happiness.
Exactly.
Love is like war, easy to begin but hard to end. We just thought to ourselves, okay, so the theme here, the main theme here is it's centered around love. Love in the most unconventional places. So why don't we give it a, you know, Valentine release?
So I'm going to take it away from the movie now and talk personalities. You mentioned online recently that you went through something, a health challenge. And you've discussed it at length. You called it Bell's palsy. Yes.
Cerebral Bell's palsy.
Oh, wow. So now you're online almost all the time. In fact, every day. It's like proof of life. You're online. And we never really noticed this. How were you able to manage throughout?
So at the time that it occurred, I had never seen or heard of anything of that sort. Because I'm left-handed, so you know, the right side of my face was totally numb. Now, when I mean numb, I couldn't breathe with this side of my nose, and if I could eat or drink anything, it would spill out of my mouth. I couldn't hear. It was just like, you know, there was like just like this whirring, annoying sound in the ear. And then even I couldn't really tilt my neck. So what I did most times was just do hairstyles that would cover that side of my face. But here's the thing, you can't cheat nature. So for every job specification that I had to take, that whole thing made me run out of breath all the time. So I would go on stage, as I'm talking, then I would run backstage, I'll be panting, like, which is, you know, not my thing. But I just had to endure that. And then prior to this production, something else happened. Eventually, they told me it was monkeypox. Don't worry, I don't have it anymore.
Goodness me.
Now, let me tell you how this monkeypox happened. I couldn't walk. This is that if I want to enter the car, I have to carry my leg like this and put it in. But that didn't deter me from wearing my shoes anyway. And I had like sores on my tongue, but I didn't have sores on my body. It was just on my palms and the soles of my feet.
Is this from all the traveling back-to-back meeting people?
TT village people, but I don't have village. I don't know. But long story short, you cannot see me to catch.
Well, I'm just going to say we thank God for your life because the energy that you have is something I feel the industry has always needed, appreciated, and there's a lot of people saying thank you to you.
Thank you to you
for putting the bar high. Yeah. But amazingly, Tosin has been in the industry for a while as well.
Yes.
You know, from the fellow video vixen.
Preach!
I'm just going to say,
start this conversation.
You have had an interesting journey, but you need to let us know how it all started.
How did it start? Well, funny enough, I did not plan to go into music videos at all. I wanted to do full-time modeling, you know, even runway, regardless of my height. I didn't care. It badly, you know. But yeah, the height was a thing. Okay, so I had to try other sides of modeling. You know, I had to go do some advertisements, all of this stuff. But finally, I decided. Yeah, so I decided to try out music videos, and okay, you know, I had my doubts, but when I started. Like, okay,
you know, there does come, you know, I've been there, there does come some stigma with that video vixen role.
Yes.
Family, parents, boyfriends, how did they handle
it? Well, my family was very supportive. They are always supportive of anything I do, okay. But relationship, there were the cracks and all that, but I knew what I wanted and I had to go for it, so yeah.
So for all the, you know, men out there wondering if you are single, what do we tell them?
I'm single.
You are?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I love you regardless. In the film, you are looking for husband. You are looking for a man in the film, so you didn't find. I don't want to give out the story. But the film is still showing, by the way.
It is.
Yes.
Cinemas everywhere?
Yes.
All right then.
Till March.
Till Easter.
Easter.
Yes.
Amazing.
So.
And honestly, I love the fact that we're picking on love stories in Nigeria, in Nigerian cinema. Are we ever thinking of maybe streaming platforms? Maybe, I don't know.
So
I'm sure.
Let's just prophesy it now.
Yes.
So already, this film has been shelved with a very prominent streaming platform.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's on the shelf already.
Okay.
And I think it will be previewed by, I think, before the week runs out. So hopefully, when it runs its course out of cinema, you would get access to it. So all my people in the diaspora, when I go watch us, I love you regardless.
Just relax. We'll be coming to you soon.
All right then. Now, honestly, there's just so many other questions. There's never enough time.
Of course.
But we need to have you on the show more. Maybe we even have you as a celebrity, you know, guest host or something like that.
Guest host or can I be just eating and just be standing
you have to do the work first.
Chef Joy, baby.
All right.
I came here because of
now,
you.
Chef Joy has been patiently waiting for Derenle and Tosin to step into the kitchen so they can taste her meal. Winfrey has been hiding those amazing shoes from Derenle.
The long one against Winfrey.
Let's head over to the kitchen, guys.
Yes.
All right, then. Are you balanced?
On.
You balanced?
Yes, I am.
All right. You good?
Swinging.
All right,
Welcome
then.
into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. And of course, I have with me here Chef Joy. She's been putting together
We came hungry.
this yam porridge. So this is a special yam porridge. It's not the regular one because we have special people.
Is going
Right. We'll definitely like for you to try it out and let us know exactly what you think about it.
Just put your hand on the other side.
Oh, sorry.
Got it. But tasting
what happened to the chip?
is
It
paramount.
went down.
You have to get up. You have to get up.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
There you go. Now you can sit.
See, I brought back to put the food inside. I'm not allowed to put it. Okay, let me taste it before I put it
Taste
in my
it
bag.
first. All right.
All right.
So try it out and let us know
All
exactly
the
what you
lefties
think
in the
about
building.
it.
Any lefty here? No, just me. Okay.
Go ahead. Have a taste.
Good. Great. Grand.
The mama just like, you know, when food has crunch, you know, the mama just give me a crunch.
Okay.
No problem. And then the yam is soft, you know. It's melting in my mouth like butter.
All right. So the smile on your face is what we've been looking forward to.
Jesus,
Chef,
really.
thank you so much. Why are you eating her own now? Your own is
I thought to be
here.
sure that was the same taste.
It's been a grand show. We have enjoyed it, especially the final segment with Derenle Edun in here. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. It's fantastic. And Chef Joy as well.
Thank you.
It's going to be another day tomorrow on the show. You want to join us then from 7 a.m. Make sure you are a part of the party that joins us very bright and early.
This sharing of food.
Until then, it's goodbye from the mayhem here.
Have a great day.